Hi everyone, very excited because I can present to you the first contest for this channel, and this will be submit your best replay in the comment section down below. More info about that at the end of the video. Let's get to the table. And welcome to the table. 3-player game, pretty cute one. This is what I would title something out of nothing, if the title of the video wasn't about the contest itself, but it might change in the future, so maybe it's titled something out of nothing already. But getting back to the game, this is Giza in an okay position. Like, obviously, if I would to pick a side here, I would pick Halicarnassus. It's like a soul green here, and it's the best green, and just Halicarnassus be so very powerful. I probably wouldn't want to be Olympia too much here, just because I am after Halicarnassus, so maybe I will just get more good picks, because just I'm right after, so I will get good picks to ages 1 and 3, and Olympia will only get good picks age 1, but let's see what happens here and why this is something out of nothing. So first hand and nothing, and this is why one of the part of the title comes from. So here, let's just analyze one by one. Stone Pit doesn't excite me whatsoever. Orvane could be okay. Buffs and Altar could be okay. Altar to be preferred, of course, most of the time. Marketplace is the card I end up choosing. In a situation like this, I don't get a duel, so there is high probability that Halicarnassus got a duel. So maybe I can outgreen the Halicarnassus in this instance and be like, if I go green, Halicarnassus has very low incentive to go heavy on green because he doesn't want to compete with me. Here he is Halicarnassus, he should be winning this game, not getting like a P2. So that's something that I can scare him off. This of course works the better the players on the table are, and the players are excellent here, almost 400 everybody. And Marketplace is also very important for Caravanserai. Giza is the best user of the Caravanserai, and that guarantees me that I will be able to play it. So as you can see, both duels picked, that is to be expected. Second hand, again, little bit of nothing, but what did we really expect on this one? There is a possibility to pick press and try to double down on green, but I decided against it. I decided, just because Olympia is in the game, my third stage is a little easier. So I decided to play Claypool, and I know that because I'm tracking on the next card, there will be Guard Tower to play. So that is something pretty good. And of course, I cannot play the red game. Here I am picking the Guard Tower. I could again try for maybe super heavy green with Apothecary, but I thought that would be too risky. So I'm picking Guard Tower, and this is something that's very important, let's say, in 3-player, and in some other player counts as well, but it happens much more. It's much more rare to see this. Whenever there is like a draw on red, the Giza is the wonder that benefits the most out of the red draw and red stalls, just because it has like points somewhere else. So getting into this situation that clearly provokes a red draw, I thought was very good for me. Here I can pick Workshop, and funny thing, as you can see right now, there is no double wood on the table, so Caravanserai cannot be picked by anybody else than me right now. Let's see if the situation continues. So here, Workshop, I wanted to have some part of the red game, also just because there is no red at the board, nobody can play it so far, so maybe I am the only one that can chain it, and that makes Workshop good even if I don't follow on green, and this is a situation when you want to put yourself into, and that's why I thought that the Marketplace first pick was so important. Second pick, I can follow up on the green, and why not? Like, he might get scared and I might even get the triple, but it's unlikely, of course, and doesn't happen. And to be honest, well played by my opponent, but he was forced to do one thing with this. He was forced to let go of Lumberyard. I think it's very unlikely that he builds this stage to get the Lumberyard from the discard, but now simply, if I do not build the Lumberyard, I am kinda guaranteeing Caravanserai for myself without even having any woods, and that's quite excellent. Of course, it can happen that, for example, Caravanserai is here, the start of H2, double wood is picked here, and then the Caravanserai would end in Olympia, but I would say that's too much of a tempo loss for Olympia, and he would still not be super happy about that. So I'm starting to plan for my economy with Caravanserai in mind, and as I see it right now, Olympia has plenty of resources, so I'm just switching to more of a yellow economy with East Trading Post. But I could see a throw as well here, but I think Lumberyard here is a huge mistake, and it's very funny because this is such a natural pickup in this particular instance. So what happens here? Archery range can be played. There are some other possibilities, but none of them excite me as much. Maybe I can just be a red winner with archery range and stables. Let's see how it goes. No double wood, so I am guaranteed Caravanserai on the next hand, and super happy about that. Here I'm just picking library, and also worth noting, West Trading Post is directed at me, so I will get some cash with just Caravanserai. This stage costs me 2, this costs me 1. This is quite expensive at 4 right now, but it is still something that with just some cash flow, not spending any money on anything else, I will be able to play this game quite nicely. So that's why I decided to go for the library, and my plan is, just get some free builds and spend the money when I need to. This is of course Caravanserai. We prepared for this since like the end of H1, so quite the preparation, but it finally pays off. Here we get the cash, sorry, this was 1, just because he built this finally for us, which I meant he kind of had to do, so this was also something that could be considered part of the plan here. I just forgot to mention it to you. Again, draw on the reds, so everything is good. The choice between school and laboratory is actually quite hard, but it maybe isn't. Like, I can see maybe even somebody picking aqueduct, but we are, again, in business of trying to get stuff for free. So school lets us do that. And this won't be like the best kind of school, won't be the best kind of green splash. Here we are maybe a little risky of even him getting all the stuff, but if we pass the school, then the risk becomes even greater. So I think we have to double down on school here. I don't see any other path here. And the hand where we start to actually play. Right now we played 4 cards for resources. We used some of our money. Right now we are missing it. Like we cannot build this stage and this stage, so this is slightly uncomfortable. But if you see here, if he wants to build the first stage, he will give us 1 money. So this is all good. Like, I expect him to stage here. So again, all good. And here we are playing Card House overdoing this because we do not know what our cash flow will be, so cannot plan for that. We need to like be as safe as possible here. The big thing obviously for us would be Lighthouse. It's not like the best pick and nobody else is interested in it, so we should be able to get it. But if we get it very late, we might be able to forced to throw one, and that's not something that we really want to do. But we have a lot of free builds, and that should help us stay afloat. So here we just open with the Lighthouse, which is quite good for us. We would prefer probably to get the free compass, but it's fine. Anyway. Here we have 5 gold, but it's still not much. We are not playing Palace, we are playing Academy, just because we need something cheaper. And we really need to play it because that's an 8-pointer, and these can come later. Here, normally Arena is a great play, but here we're just going, and normally Builders is a great play for Giza, but here we are just going Senate. We are just aimed for like the cheapest solution right now. That's what we are, cheap Giza. Here, I know Red is here, and he's kind of tempted to play it from that hand, I would say. At least I would play it if I was him. So I decided to draw the Reds again with the Siege Workshop. I think it works quite well here. If we take a look at the points, we are the leader right now, so it's all good. Here we were prepared to just stage, and this would be enough to win the game, but we get a better option of playing the Workers Guild and a better option of playing Town Hall, but we are just choosing the Workers. So it's all good. And as you can see, this is almost as good for us as the Palace, so we don't mind. Builders on the last hand as Giza and Arena is not something that you will see very often, but we are just burying the Builders here. So Halicarnassus doesn't get the better kind of the deal here. Everything smooths up. He gets 4 points as opposed to 7 points. But even with 7, I think our advantage is big enough. And in the end, the advantage is 5 points. They draw with each other, but Halicarnassus gets P2 on the gold tiebreaker. So this would be the game. So what I wanted to highlight here is that the principle that Giza drawing is Giza winning very often. Also, rigorous preparation for Caravanserai. I thought this is something. And again, if you take a look like across the whole game, what we really got in this one was no duel, H1. We got Caravanserai in probably the worst position you can imagine. It was the most unlikely for us to be built, but because of our preparation, we were able to do that. We did an unlikely green splash that worked very well with our yellow strategy. We also did like a double the East trading with the marketplace. This is not something that usually happens, and we were not dependent on the guilds too much. Like in the end, we played that one. We got some good guilds, but I think our opponents got really the better deal on the guilds as well. So, and maybe the red splash was quite okay for us. H2. That what we got quite okay. But I think any kind of red splash would have been most likely fine for us because of the blockade on the woods. And there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, but let's get back to the contest. It's very simple. Submit your best replay on Board Game Arena. You can only submit one per account. Down in the section below, I will judge them on creativity, I will judge them on wellness of play, and I will judge them on special effects. 3 categories, very subjective. As you can see, the prices are not very big. I can offer you, this is all paid by my own money. I can offer you some Steam codes for board games, just like to the 3 best contestants. I will offer some Steam codes when they win. So you have to submit the code. I will just give you an example how I want it to look on the screen right now. I basically attach the URL to the Board Game Arena game, tell me who you played, and maybe one sentence in the spoiler tag or something why I should pick you in this regard. Very, very simple. I thought this will be a fun way to do something on the stream where I will analyze all your games publicly and just, you know, give them scores and stuff like that. It's probably going to be very hard for me to judge some of them, so please be kind at the end of judging and just through the judging process. But I hope we can have some good fun and I can have some nice games from you and we can all benefit from that. One thing, this is not sponsored by anyone, like not Board Game Arena, not Repos, not Google, not YouTube, nothing sponsors this. No one is affiliated with that. I'm just doing this on my own for the community, and all I'll ask for you is you have to be subscribed and comment the video to enter the contest. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you very much and see you next time on stream when I'm analyzing your games. Bye!